three stages that I personally see in the progress from the let's say you are a complete beginner to what everyone is inspiring is to have some kind of what I call personal mastery, because nobody is a master, but you will reach certain kind of personal satisfaction, to be personally satisfied with the level of mastery that you're gonna achieve with lucid dreaming, astral projection.
The last few days and came back to my dream journal and also rehearsing the indirect method. So coming back to the practice, and so what I wanted to come to you with today was basically maybe hear you about when you get stuck in the practice because of mainly emotional turmoil, I would say, and sometimes it's really getting in the way for me, and it's like a pattern. I think I feel sometimes a bit overwhelmed in my life, and I lose my commitment, my discipline, and then my practice falls apart, and then I have to rebuild it each time, and almost going from the foundations to yeah, it's a bit it's been like this, I think, since the start, and I wanted to hear maybe have some feedback from you guys to.
Can somebody relate to that? Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good question you're asking. So can somebody relate to that?
I think everyone can relate to this in some way. I don't know there's even one practitioner who can does it from the day it starts with no falling out, no like I say, falling apart. This is part of it's part of a normal practice. Is the exceptions all along the way. And what I did for me, my life is quite full and quite busy with a lot of things, so it's also very hard for me to have a very stable practice all along. So what I did are two things. First of all, I'm not hard on myself. If things get too stressful and I don't have time for it, to take a break. This month, in the beginning, 2 weeks of the month were very stressful for me because work-related things, and I didn't get enough sleep and so on. So I took a break. It's no big deal. You can take a break week or two and come back to it. But together with this, when I practice, I have a kind of flexible approach, meaning if, let's say, I have a lot of time to sleep, I can sleep more than 8 hours, to do the whole thing, you do the way back to bed, I get up in the morning and the whole thing. If I've don't have that much time, then I try a different thing. I try the like the direct method sometimes when I get up and drink a daytime nap. If I don't have any of these times, I'm just invest during the day to reality checks and a questioning kind of mindset and build up towards the spontaneous ones. Meaning, as long as I have enough flexibility in my approaches, I can keep my practice stable, even if my schedule isn't that stable. So over time, you get better and better at the skill set, and also in managing your schedule, managing your practice. So it becomes over time a kind of stable practice, but it didn't start out that way.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
That really rings a bell, especially the second point for me, flexibility. I noticed as you were talking that I'm not that flexible with my practice, so I set up a schedule and blocks of practice, and I'm realizing as I'm speaking that sometimes when I miss 1 or 2 blocks, that begins to I begin to judge myself. So, oh, you're being lazy again, and you're letting it down again, and I think it doesn't help at all.
No, frustration is not very good for this. And this kind of schedule is only good if you live on the top of a mountain in a cave somewhere. You can have kind of every day the same thing, 15 hours meditation and do stuff, but in everyday life it's not possible to work.
Anybody else?
When I want to add my story a bit, because I'm in a little bit in the same situation, that I lose a bit always the motivation and the practice routine. And when I do this, I think that when I do not the practice I wanted to, that the results won't come. So this is the same thing. What happens then? Maybe it's because maybe I program my subconscious like this, that okay, I have trained too less, so there will be no results. And then I start at the beginning and I train, and today, for example, today in the morning, I had time, I get up at 5, can get back to bed, and then I had two chances to have a natural awakening, but yeah, nothing happens. And this happens I think the whole last month. And then the motivation or the realization that there are no results, although I try something, is so less. And then I think, why I'm doing this, because there are no results. And maybe because the results for me are sometimes only yes and no. It happens or it happens no. This fades away the motivation. So, but then when I read for example, I read your messages at Facebook, or then I read a book again, and then the motivation comes back, and I think, oh, I shouldn't be so harsh with myself. Maybe just stay on track, have a little bit of patience with yourself, just do it, even if there are no results for 1 month, for 2 months, they will coming back. But yeah, it's hard for me as well. So thanks for feedback as well. So maybe to have more little things when there is no time for the big trainings, which can also help. Yeah, but
yeah, good point. Yeah.
But I trained now, I don't know, for the last month, and I had maybe 3 or 4 lucid dreams, and this is so few that I think that, oh my God, I will never learn it, because either my training is so inefficient, or I don't know, I so much self-judgment from myself. Yeah.
How about you, Gia?
Yeah, I can relate to some of your points. I haven't had much lucidity lately. I had one this week. It was 2 in one night, and it was a really good one, though. It was really good, and I managed to do actually more than I set out to do. So I was very happy with that one. And as for regularity, I think yeah, it's gonna come. It's gonna come, and my goal is to have lucidity every night. And yeah, it's gonna come. I'm quite confident, and I think my biggest challenge right now is my sleep schedule, because yeah, I want more stable sleep schedule. Sometimes I don't fall asleep until like early in the morning, and that's very tiring. Not actually insomnia, but it I get some I work on a computer and I have to do stuff and I get excited about something and yeah, it's like it's fun, but it's not too systematic. I think I need to work on my systems, yeah, and schedules, because that's I'm not like very good at planning ahead, so that's something I need to work on. But yeah, but I'm happy with the lucidity I get, and yeah.
Gary is happy. I retain that. Gary is happy. Whatever it is, it's coming. Yeah. It's coming. Gary is happy. Yeah, good. Okay. I would maybe share with you guys, and what I see is a little bit of a 3 stages that I personally see in the progress from the let's say you are a complete beginner to what everyone is inspiring is to have some kind of what I call personal mastery, because nobody is a master, but you will reach certain kind of personal satisfaction, to be personally satisfied with the level of mastery that you're gonna achieve with lucid dreaming, astral projection. So the 3 stages are, the first one is to get to know the regular practices that you need to perform on certain days of the week, or certain practices that you do during the day, or certain practices that you do at night, etc. And then you need to know them first of all. So first thing, if you ask the question how to get into something regular, first you need to be capable to answer yourself to yourself. Do I know everything that I can do? So actually I have that video where I did that presentation for the project Elijah with Michael Raduga, and I went through the key points. So that video is out. I need to reduce the sound. There's a bit of too much of music there, because I like music, like I told you guys. But there are all the key points there, so we can run through them and see how is it. So first stage is to know the basic techniques and all of that. Then there is this emotional switch that is going to happen between. So that is the stage number 2, is where you start to be confident in your technical know-how and your technical aspects. So the beginner begins and it's a bit like arriving Alice in Wonderland and not believing that it actually works. So the stage number 1 is I learn, but I'm not confident in the techniques. I'm not confident in the approaches. The stage number 2, I know the techniques and now I'm confident in them. It's a big change. So instead of you doing something at night and you don't know what is going to happen, you already know if you practice you will have results. So that is stage number 2. Then it's a little bit like many guys report is and it's a natural thing that is happening, is that there is this emotional outburst, or which is due to the success. So you become very successful for a short period of time, maybe for a week, maybe for 2 weeks, and then after that, what you don't notice, but you change something in your practice, or maybe the subconscious got used to what you are doing, something like that. And then you have a drop in the success, and then maybe you get frustrated, etc. And but it's normal. It's normal. And then you can come back to that again. But what you need to pay attention to is that you are no more that beginner that was doubting the efficiency of the techniques. You need to always remind you that the moment you practice, and you can actually see if you write down in your dream diary, dream journal, I practice on that day, I have result like this. I practice on that day, I have no result, and then I practice and I have result. And you will notice that your efficiency, you need to know about your efficiency. Is it 50%? Is it 60%? I tried, because sometimes you will think, you think you tried, but you actually didn't do anything. You thought about it, but there was no practice involved. You could be frustrated for not doing anything, but you don't tell it to yourself. You didn't do anything, but you think you are doing. You think you are practicing, but actually you are not. You are just thinking about it. So you need to look at it carefully. Look at your efficiency when you practice something, and then you will say, hey, I'm still in the normal efficiency. I have no results because I didn't practice. And then you will not be frustrated because there was actually no practice. And so this is stage number 2, where you get confident about the practice. And stage number 3, this is where I'm leading to myself, I'm being honest there, is what I call personal mastery. So that will be to achieve a balance with life and the practice, and know all the teeny weeny details, very personal to you, and not even me, and not somebody else. It's you will have a technique that works for you. You will have your way of doing things. At some point, many guys abandon all the techniques. They actually just lay down and wait for the liminal or borderline state, and they separate, and no techniques involved, etc. It's just an example. There are many things where you will come up with on your own, with your favorites, with what you prefer, etc. And you will find a certain balance. But you need to look for it. You need to be very attentive of what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And for that, of course, dream journal. You need to write down everything, and you will see your statistics. You will see what works for you, which techniques work, etc., etc. So this is how I see these 3 stages of evolution. So when you are in the middle stage, it's absolutely normal to have drops. You ride waves, and it's going up and down. And you want to reach the top, but it takes time. So you need to be patient with that. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. It's totally normal to once your technique started to work, you want something more efficient. You want to gain more proficiency, and sometimes you get frustrated because you don't get it. So it's absolutely normal.
Yeah, that's. I think that's very clarifying, and something I would like to write down and just keep as a constant reminder. The statistics, I think, is very important. Also to kind of systematize my own mind in relation to the stages and the experiences. So actually, I'm wondering if I should use like a spreadsheet for that statistics, because I'm writing down my dreams and my information so far in writing with a pen and a book, but as for the statistics, maybe it's even more efficient with a spreadsheet.
There are a lot of apps that they can find for dream journaling, and specifically for lucid dream journaling. They have 5 or 6. there are a lot of different apps today you can find on Google for free, on Google Play Store, for writing down dreams, and they have some part of the app you can see your statistics and so on. I use it from time to time. There are a few nice ones you can try. Put in lucid dreaming journal on Google Play and find 10 or 15 use. So maybe it can help you.
I started to use Excel sheet actually now. I'm using the Excel sheet because it's you can, and I use colors to color if it's a lucid dream or non-lucid dream, and then I have columns with the dream signs, because you can work on that if you it takes time, but it's interesting. And you can see your statistics. You can put the techniques that what exactly everything that is involved in the technical approach with the dream journal, and you apply it to the Excel sheet. If you're familiar with Excel, it's a good tool, and within 2-3 months you're gonna have it by numbers. And I started even to look at the times. I put 300 for 3 o'clock in the morning, 430 for 4 o'clock and a half. So I put the timing when I dream. So I look at the dreaming time. So Excel sheet, it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good way to do statistics easily. Because in a dream journal you go by pages. If you want to go and start to do statistics, you need to open page number 1, see what the techniques are, and you turn the page. So almost like every month you need to do another page with the summary of the months. But in Excel you can open all of them, and you can see by colors, by counts, by selecting. You can put L or S for shift, and you put all the days where you shifted, and how many times, S1, S2, S3 maybe, So Excel sheet, I think, is a good thing. And if you don't have Excel, you can go on Google. There's Google Sheets that work exactly like Excel, and you have it online. That's another option.
Yeah, small thing I would like to add, which was very important for me, is to have to keep the expectations realistic. Meaning, if you know your level where you are and you will get better, and you do what you do, so you will improve. But if you have too high expectations which are not realistic, then even if you get better, you won't enjoy your accomplishments, and you keep being frustrated because you want to be better than it's possible. So for me, it was very important to keep expectations realistic. Meaning, if I do my monthly project thing, so I look very objectively what is my skill set now, and what can I expect realistically to improve during the month, and focus only on that, no more than, even if I have an end goal of being personal mastery, like Yuri said, but on the day-to-day things, I'm not focusing that so much, because if, let's say, I want to be lucid every time I try, and I only get lucid 6 times or 7 times, I won't enjoy it because I wanted more than that. So for me, it's very important to keep the expectation realistically, meaning where am I now, what can I realistically expect to get better during the next few weeks, so focus on that.
Can you give a precise example of what would be a not realistic expectation? Can you give one example for you?
Let's say if someone has, let's say, efficiency rate of 1 out of 10, and it said during the next months, I want to have 9 out of 10. It may happen, maybe, but let's say planning for 3 out of 10 would be better, or 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Or in any case, let's say if the average time that the shift lasted about 5 minutes, if I was doing this month, I would do it for 45 minutes. Probably won't work out. So for me, what I did with the prolonging thing was a few months back. They were quite short, so about 10 minutes long. I think about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Beginning was about 7-10 minutes. So the goal I set for me for this month at a time, that when I come to this, when I see it start to fade and it ends, I will manage to prolong it one time more. Meaning, if it starts to fade, it will stabilize another time and have another few minutes to go. This is very realistically very easy to do, and over this month it became kind of a habit to do. So after that month, my average time of the shifts is now 50 minutes or 70 minutes or 80 minutes.
Jack,
so I do it kind of step by step.
Jack and everybody, you guys have your dream journal going on?
Sure.
Yes, Jack is going. How about
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Oscar?
very specifically, yeah.
You, Oscar?
It's my main tool.
Not consistently.
Not
So
consistently.
when 3 days, or
Okay.
there's
Okay,
sometimes
but
a
you
week
do.
where-
But you do. It's okay. 3 days is fine. But you are doing, yeah.
yeah.
Hakim,
Yeah.
I'm almost sure you do.
Yes, I do it, but not consistently
Not
too.
consistent.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I give up 3-4 days
Yeah,
in
it's
a row,
okay. It's okay. Gear, how about you?
and then I come back to it.
Yeah, I have entries in my journal. Yeah.
You're doing okay. So you guys are doing okay. So because, for example, why I was asking Jack to when we raised the question of being realistic in terms of goals that we fix to ourselves in terms of improvement, it has to be in accordance with the current practice, and to know the current practice, it has to be followed up somewhere, which is in the dream journal. So
Sure.
your dream journal is your follow-up, is your follow-upper. So obviously, if you don't have it, then you cannot blame yourself if it has not been recorded. So you need dream journal to record everything, to know if you are doing it or you are not doing it. All right.
And specifically joining the technical parts, not just the story that happened, but the technical details, what worked,
Yeah,
what didn't
yeah.
work, and so on.
Yeah. This part you guys know. Yeah. I think I don't need to repeat that. You guys know about it. It has to be technical. Yeah. Story. Yes. Stories are always there. What else? But for example, I tell you mine from this morning. So I was watching this Russian guy who does a documentary about Antarctica. I mean, you know, I have this approach. If I have not been there, I could only hear the story about it. So the guy is talking about Antarctica, showing some images, and you know, it's a bit of conspiracy looking kind of stuff. But so I was thinking, yeah, why not? Because I have not been to Antarctica in a dream state. So so last night, let's go to Antarctica. And so what happened is I fell asleep, but my kids and my wife were still watching TV around, so that woke me up, and I fall asleep by 10 or something like that. And then I woke up around 12, so that made me have a wake back to bed approach naturally, because I was awake and I slept a little bit. And I watched about the Antarctica, and then I just and on the spot. So I am landing, and while I'm landing, I become it was kind of I think more of a direct approach, because moreover I put myself sitting down. So every time my head was falling, I would wake up. So I put it a little bit on the side, and I was still falling asleep. And at some point I just go and lay down more to fall asleep a little bit easier, because I couldn't fall asleep with my head always falling. And at some point it went through the direct approach, and I was in the air, falling through the air, thinking about Antarctica, and I land in the snow. But the issue is that I landed somewhere in my old Russian house, and I failed to perform all the techniques. I didn't maintain and I didn't deepen the experience. Just the Antarctica, and I lost it very quickly, and I woke up quite fast. But why I talk about it is what was interesting in it is that I didn't work so much on the intent to go to Antarctica. It was done on the day itself. It didn't take me even 24 hours. It took me 1 or 2 hours to tell myself to put the intent, and that the result was there. So it's just to remind that it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to take many days. It can be done quickly. So the intent is a big subject, and we can talk about it too. But that's why I was asking, what is the example of something which is of a goal that is not doable. So if you have no doubt, there is a technique like that to do not have a doubt. It's not to have a doubt about the result. So it's everyone will be laughing and saying, okay, easy to say, not easy to do. But as with enough of experiences, you will realize that the days where you had no doubt, the results are also without doubt.
Yes, can be done. I had last week one time I tried to do the direct approach. I tried a few times and it didn't really work out. So I was quite tired, but I wanted very much to succeed. So at one point I decided that I will pretend I have already separated and go direct to the deepening and stabilizing and very like bulldozer, very, very strong. But pretend it's had already happened. I have already separated and and suddenly I'm out. It does work. If you go no doubt, not taking no for an answer, it does work sometimes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, don't take no for an answer. Yeah, sometimes I express myself like that as well.
Yeah, but especially in the beginning, when you start to train, or when you're in this beginner mode, like I am, then the portion of not having success compared to the numbers of trainings is so low that the confidence and the expectation, or today it will happen, it's not so strong, because, or it's hard to get, because when I have more results, it gets easier. But you know the problem, without results, the expectations are harder to do, or the confidence is harder.
Okay, but remember at the beginning, my first thought about your relationship with the practice, and to get it more regular is the 3 stages. You need to know at which stage you are. If you are not confident about the practice yet, that means you are still in the stage 1. If you know how it works, then you are in stage 2, and you still can be frustrated there, because sometimes you just go on with your life and you just don't do it. But because of the follow-up of your practice, you get the confidence, because you do the statistics and you know that now you have the confidence. You know exactly what you are doing, unless you run in those difficult moments where the subconscious refuses or something like that. You do the techniques, but it doesn't work. But in general, it works. So you need to know where you are. Are you still at the stage 1 or 2? I think nobody is at the mastery level. Me including, I'm not in the mastery yet as well.
So when I think about this, I still think that I'm in stage 1, although pretending myself that I'm in stage 2. So maybe I should very consciously going back to step 1 and getting this confidence maybe stronger, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe, but only you know. But let's say if you get, let's say 50% of success with, let's just take indirect approach. So upon awakening, if you get 50%, I would say it's a good level of confidence to get there. 1 time out of 2. So all you need to know is to do your statistics and see how is it.
And one thing you also need to be careful about is, even if you're not confident yet, but don't be in a mindset, oh, it probably won't work. Because if you're in a state of doubt, then even if it would work, it wouldn't. If you expect to fail, you probably will. So you have to be kind, even if you're not confident it will work, but be kind of open-minded. Let's see, let's try it. I'm curious. I'll try it and see how it works. But be careful not to go onto the other side. Nah, it probably won't work. It didn't work yesterday. It probably won't work today. Because if you expect it not to work, and even if it would, it probably won't.
Then it's very hard, isn't it?
It is,
Sometimes.
yeah. It's very hard for the. This difficulty is usually for the beginners. Beginners or shaky stage 2. At some point you come and you start to doubt it again, and it happened to me too. And then when it happens to me, when I start to doubt the proficiency, I just stop everything for 1 week or two to stop the repetitive mindset about the doubt, and then I restart the practice again with no doubts about it. But it's almost silly because the numbers are talking. Mind is making ideas about the practice, but the efficiency is written in your dream journal and in your statistics. So you know if you are above 30%, 40, 50%, you can be quite confident. Because in one night you can do 3 times easily. You wake up three times and you apply. In 3 nights you get 1 result, and so you get at least 1 time or 2 time per week. And 2 times per week is not a bad score. It's a good basis to have 2 times per week every 3 days. You have 1 successful shift. It's a good result.
Yeah, but I'm far away from that success rate. I'm maybe at 1% or 5. I don't know. I don't know exactly. My statistics are too low, too bad, I think. Yeah.
Okay, but you need to do those statistics, huh? So because if you say maybe, then you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know it exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah, because I am between 50 and 90.
Wow, cool.
It's high. It's actually high.
Mm-hmm.
But I will have periods of times that can last a month, sometime, where I'm gonna have only 1 or 2 or 3 shifts because you see, and then I restart the practice, and I have 5 or 6 or 7 in a space of 5-6 days. I just restart practice and everything is working. You see, so it's not about how many you have in a month or in 2 months. It's how many you have in relation to how much effort and practice you have delivered. Because if you spend 1 month and you didn't practice at all, then your efficiency didn't change because you didn't do any effort. Your efficiency remains the same. But in your mind you will think, it's been 1 month, so nothing happened. You see what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So when I have 1 or 2 in a month, I don't blame my proficiency. I blame not practicing because I fall asleep or I sleep the whole night, or I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm thinking to update my website for you guys, and so on. You see what I mean? It's completely human. It's human.
That's a very important distinction. Very important for on a psychological level. I think it's. I didn't notice that I did this mistake for my own practice.
Oh yeah.
So,
me too.
That's very clarifying. Yeah.
You like it?
Yes, and I think it's part of the it's part of the limiting belief set that one has in the practice. For me, also, one of them is if you want to become very proficient, you have to to be almost full time on it, and otherwise you won't get that far. So because actually I have people around me who work on this 4 hours a week, and I compare myself to these people, and I think, well, I'm not doing enough. I'm just not doing enough. So
They are doing 4 hours a week of
yes,
what?
of journaling, trying to so wake back to bed every night. So I
Every
have one
night.
friend here in Lausanne who does that, and he's extremely proficient. I think now every night he has shifts, but he puts so much effort in it. And sometimes I look at him and I say, no, I can't do this. It's too much. It's too much for me. So yes.
For me, that would never be sustainable. Meaning a
Okay.
person has a normal life, meaning a full life, working life, family, so on. It's not sustainable. I don't think so. But on the other hand, I don't put so many hours into it. I worked it into my normal life schedule, meaning it doesn't somehow take up extra time. Like I said before, if I'm flexible in my approaches, and if I have enough time to sleep anyway, I can wake up in the morning an hour early and go back to sleep. So it doesn't disturb my normal schedule. And if I have less than time, just to wake up and do the best I can up and awaken without back to bed, this doesn't take any time at all. Doing some meditation or let's say reality checking during the day again doesn't take any time. So, and even as that, my efficiency rate is about, let's say, it depends from week to month, like you said. But lately, last week, even had a busy week, so I didn't invest any special time or special something, but still had 4 shifts during the week. So you can still get quite good level shifts even with normal day-to-day practice.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get frustrated. If I get frustrated, I don't get anything. So the frustration kind of mindset is very, very counterproductive. Like you said on the last time, if you get in conflict with your subconscious mind, you're anyhow get shut down. So if this practice causes you to get frustrated and lose sleep and so on, then your subconscious mind will anyway put a stop to it some way. So it's not very, very counterproductive. So take it easy, do what you can, let's say it consistently, but without stress, without you have to do more and this is not enough and I will never get there. As long as you do what you can consistently, you would for sure improve. There's no time step on it. You don't have to in 4 weeks master it and so on. Take it slow, take it easy, consistently. Over the next few months, you'll get much better than you now. So as long as you're easy going onto it, you should improve quite quickly.
There is one aspect of it as well, is to remove the importance of the result. That works as well. Many guys report very good results with this approach, and me including. What it means is that you could be in the middle of your of the algorithm of your phantom movement or something, and the moment you don't give a shit, you quit, and you almost start to fall asleep, and bang, everything starts to work. So actually it's this over fanatic kind of attitude that is jeopardizing the efficiency of your efforts as well. So that is very true. It's that is already quite well reported phenomenon. So this kind of lightness of the efforts that you give into the practice, it's a good way of doing it. We already spoke about passive, aggressive, or level of gentleness. We already put so many words on it, and maybe now it's also good time to remind, because So put another synonym on the phenomenon is to remove importance of the result. So
It's not
it's
be
like
outcome dependent.
you're almost faking it. Of course, you expect the result that the intent is always there, but it's a bit like the fishing. You but you're not looking, but it's biting. You see what I mean? Maybe something like that. Relaxed, because definitely your body has to fall asleep. So falling asleep, it's still remains in. I mean, letting the body falling asleep remains still one of the main weapon in your arsenal of a dreamer. To be capable to let the body fall asleep quickly, and you will find that some kind of attitude inside you does not let the body fall asleep. So as far as you are at this threshold of thinking, you can observe. You can observe on when you do your direct approaches, especially. And I try to observe very often at the beginning of the night. So the results are shaky there. The results will be probably 2-3 hours later, a bit like what happened to me last night. As my first falling asleep was at 10 in the evening, but I was already falling asleep and observing myself to fall asleep. And it's very easy at the beginning of the night because it's your body wants to fall asleep because you are tired, right? So it's very easy. But the level of activity that I have inside my head is letting my body fall asleep or not, and I can observe it, and I can play with the level of activity that I push through my mind. So if I decrease, boom, I fall asleep, and then I observe, and I'm telling myself, oh, it's been already 2-3 minutes, quite lengthy. I'm not gonna fall asleep if I maintain this kind of level of activity. I was just observing images, but while observing them, it's a little bit too active, a little bit too, At the moment I let go, boom, then I wake up, watch the documentary, like I said, and I fall asleep again. This time with really expecting the results because I already slept 2-3 hours, and I'm doing the direct approach, observing the result, and the result happens. I am landing in the snow. But again, I play with this level of activity inside. So you need to really look at it carefully because if your activity is too high, you don't let your body fall asleep, your body doesn't fall asleep, zero result for sure. Because it's obvious, I repeat it again, but its body is asleep, so the body has to go to sleep. So if you're too active, the body is not sleeping. Yeah. So
Yeah, it goes together with this. If you're very outcome dependent, then many times while you're doing the cycle, your mind tends to get kind of analytical. Is it working? Is it not working? This again stops the results. If the mindset is very analytical, I can't shift at all. So it also gets together. If I'm very, it has to work now and I'm frustrated with the result, it's very often get the kind of analytical mindset, which also put a stop to it. So the more I let go of I do the techniques without, does it work, does it not work, it has to work, I let go of all these things and it works the smoothest.
For that I have something else. Detachment from the result, and there is something else which is quite obvious, but you will like it, I think, is to enjoy the whole process. Instead of taking the techniques as a price to pay for the experience, enjoy the technique itself. Start to enjoying the process for you to coming to the point where the technique starts to work. I close my eyes, complete darkness. So I'm like, well, okay, so I'm really starting from zero there, so I gotta be patient. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and inside my eyes, it's a kaleidoscope. So I'm telling myself, okay, so I am not at zero right now. I am already somewhere, you know. And sometimes it's the same thing. I wake up after 2-3 hours of sleep and open my eyes. There is light. Maybe my kids are running around. But when I close my eyes, it's a kaleidoscope. Even though I open my eyes for 5-10 seconds. So what I mean is when you start the practice, you could be at some level, and sometimes you begin the practice, you were in a kaleidoscope, but because you become too active in your mind, the kaleidoscope is disappearing, and you have the darkness again in front of your eyes. Maybe you had the hand that was already moving, and then within 5 seconds everything stops, and you get back to the body, and you lose the touch with the dream or phantom body. So this happens, but enjoy the process instead of taking it as, I have to pay, I have to make an effort to fly to the sky. Enjoy it. You know, some guys doing meditations and they enjoy meditations for hours sitting. I don't know. You and I, guys, we are doing a few minutes. I mean, some guys, it is true, they do wake back to bed, come back, and they spend 1 hour there or half an hour to do the direct approach. Even though but it's not. It's really high price to pay. I do it. I don't remember the last time I did it for 1 hour. I probably was 3 years ago. If I do wake back to bed, it's 15-20 minutes, and if I don't have success, I go to sleep and I wake up with the kaleidoscope, and then I'm already, instead of starting at the level 0, I'm at the level 50, and I only have to go 50 to 100 instead of 0 to 100. So
I talked to Sam about it. Sam told me he's doing only the direct. So I asked him how long it takes him till it works for him.
But
it says it takes him 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it can take 1 hour.
So I told him I do the same thing, but doing this 1 hour I'm sleeping. I have a good hour of sleep, then wake up, do up and waking. It also takes 1 hour and 20 minutes. But the sleep to 1 hour and 15 minutes of it is much easier for me to do.
It can take 1 hour and a half, because one sleeping cycle is 1 hour and a half. So the guy does, I did it too. Wake up, wake back to bed, come back, and start to do this meditation, coming down, relaxation, blah blah blah, and then go and deeper and deeper, calmer, heavier, start to feel the breath a little bit more heavy, and sometimes I start to hear myself snoring. So I'm like, hey, I'm awakened, but I'm snoring. So, but nothing. The dream machine is off, but my body is sleeping. And it goes on and goes on and goes on. So wake up and goes on, and kaleidoscope, and it goes on, and I'm sweating, still nothing. And the little dog passed by, and shapes of this and that, and still nothing, still in bed, still sweating. 1 hour passed, and finally, after 1 hour and a half, a kaleidoscope, transition, the dream begins. But waited for it for quite some time. And then congratulations, it works. Yes, it works that way too. But it's a high price to pay, knowing that you can just wake up and dive into the dream state, or you can wake up and you are already in the dream state, or you wake up and you do way back to bed, come back, and you work more on the proficiency, how to fall asleep quicker, rather than telling, I have 1 hour and a half, let's have an hour, But it's, even though what I say, some guys will enjoy it. And I understand. I did it many times, and it's like, I'm a professional. So I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm successful. But it's not. It's the only guy to impress. It will be you. So I became lazy. I spent 15-20 minutes with the direct approach, and most of my practice is indirect or the spontaneous ones within the dream state. So I don't. 4 hours is not bad to spend during the week, but I think I'm doing about 2 hours of practice, because between I don't always repeat the technique during the day. They are quite ingrained in me. I already have, like, all of them. They're already at the tips of the fingers. So I feel sometimes is almost, if I do them, my subconscious will know already. So I prefer not to do them because I know them so well, so many years. But there are days I have to repeat, so I do sometime. I do training. I'm like, something is missing. I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm not doing. Then the next day, okay, I do some training because. But the training is 5 minutes, repeat 5 times. 5 times for focus, 1 minute, that makes 5 minutes. And then the dream journal, if it's regular, writing the dreams, if they are really in the details, and if you have 4 experiences to write down, it can take 15 minutes or 20. Typing on a keyboard, I type quite fast, so it can be 20 minutes. So you see, 20-minute practice, blah blah blah, maybe 20 minutes, but half an hour really I think maximum per day. So that makes about 3 hours and a half in a week, and because it's not regular maybe, and I don't think it's 30 minutes, so maybe 20 minutes per day. So it's less than 3 hours.
So that's I think
For
as
me.
I said, I think it's really on the level of limiting beliefs for me. And the guy I was talking about, actually, he told me he spends 4 hours a day.
A day? Oh,
for the practice. So.
I know, it's me, 4 hours, don't know. And I was thinking 4 hours in a week, it was a lot.
So,
okay.
But understood. I think it's all about finding the right approach.
Your friend is a confirmed extremist? Is he married?
No.
He's not married. Oh yes, that explains.
Yeah. That's true.
That explains a lot.
Yes.
See him again when he gets married, if he's still doing this kind of thing. Let's see.
I have one question, please.
I would say sorry, just 1 second. I would say it's kind of extreme. It's not really balanced. I think I don't know exactly what he's doing, but I would say it's a high price to pay. It's a very high price to pay, because you see, in one night, if there is 2 hours of let's say he dreams 2 hours per night overall 2 hours of sleep, within the 7 hours of sleep or 8 hours of total sleep. Let's say he has 2 hours of dreams, and out of 2 hours there is maybe 1 hour of quality dreams, well defined, interesting, not something fuzzy. Spending 4 hours for 1 hour, just think about it. Is it a good ratio? I mean, you have a life of 24 hours, and you are spending 4 hours of your conscious life with awareness you're losing 4 hours to gain 1 hour. It's a bit it's a bit unbalanced, I find. If you spend 20 minutes to get 20 minutes, okay, not too bad.
Yes.
But 4 hours.
Yeah. It's a bit too much.
Yeah, it could be, making some babies at the same time in 4 hours. Yeah, Jack, you wanted to ask a question, or who was it, Gear? Or?
It was Oscar.
Oh, Oscar, yes.
Yeah, as you told us your story about the direct method, which you tried for laying down for 2 hours. Yeah, I did the same. Yeah, I heard me snoring and so on, and I thought, oh my God, my body's asleep. Why doesn't it work? So after I did this, I think 10 times, I said, okay, direct method is shitty for me because it doesn't work and it needs so much time. So I almost stopped doing direct methods. Yeah. So maybe it's a better idea to, I don't know. My question is, do you do the direct method after sleeping? And when you do that, you sleep, wake up, and then after time, you just invest 20 minutes to calm down your body and try it. And when it doesn't work, you stop again. Isn't it like that?
So you want a little refinement of the question of when to practice the direct approach.
Yeah.
Wake-induced lucid dream. Okay,
Yeah.
so the thing is, what we have already underlined is that within one sleeping cycle, we already know that the dreaming time is not the 1 hour and a half. So the body will go into a deep sleep where either you don't have dreams or they are really fuzzy, and you might not even remember them, or you might not even notice them. Sometimes you could be diving for a few seconds in the dream state, but you don't notice it. It's the memory process is not there. You are not recording, etc. So within 1 hour and a half, usually it's not a golden rule, but usually you have dreaming state at the beginning of the cycle, and you have it at the end of the cycle of 1 hour and a half. But at the beginning of the night, the beginning of the dreaming is so short because the body is so into sleep that and the older we get, apparently some guys are almost missing it out and just go to the deep sleep, and they conclude the 1 hour and a half by the REM, rapid eye movement period of sleep, where you dream. So 1 hour and a half, you go to sleep, beginning of the night, no dreams, and you conclude your first cycle. Let's say you fall asleep at midnight, and you conclude at the end at 1 hour 1 hour 20 in the morning. From 1 hour 20 to 1 hour 30, maybe you're gonna have a dreaming time there. Then you fall asleep again, and maybe you start the dreaming time again at the second cycle, at the beginning, slightly longer, and you conclude again, etc. So you, as the night is progressing, for the guys who are older, so when I say older, it's if not mistaken, need to look into it. The data is there. It's the scientists already looked into it. I think it's after 40s, after 40 for sure. After 40s, many guys will lose the dreaming time at the beginning of the cycle. They will have it rather at the end of the cycle, rather than at the beginning of the cycle. So a young guy, 18, 15-year-old, he can do direct method at the beginning of the night. He go lay down in bed and start to practice, no pre-sleep. He or she spend the whole day outside playing football, come back, lay down, start to practice, and he's shifting at midnight. No pre-sleep. 40-year-old guy, snoring, nothing, black, cannot see anything, sleeping, but no shift. Okay, go on. You see? So depending on the age, but it's not only the age, because I managed to capture myself. I'm 40 now. 40 or 41, I never remember. But I still capture myself. I'm still catching myself having dreams as the first thing in the evening. So I still like to try. But it's not very often. It's not a big thing. So for me, it's rather sleeping, and after 3 o'clock in the morning, the shock begins. There I can start to try things. My cycles start to have more significant dreaming time at the beginning of the cycle for me to play with, rather than beginning of the night, the same cycle that we talk about, 1 hour and a half, but beginning of the cycle is so short or nothing. So nobody to blame. I know it's the body. That's how it works. You see. So the trick with the direct method is that you trick the body. You trick the body into believing that you did a full cycle, and hence the body wants to throw you into the dream period of sleep. So how you do that is that the famous drops of awareness and consciousness, when you do the direct approach, you do need this, like I was saying, that my head was falling, but I did on purpose. I sit down like this, and every time, boom, wakes me up. Instead of just doing the techniques, I let my head falling, so it wakes me up and wakes me up. But every time I have a micro sleep, you make the body believe that you actually did 1 hour and a half in a space of few seconds. So you do it a few times, and the body will think that you actually slept for 3 hours. But okay, it's not something scientific there. But that's the trick of the direct method if you do it at the beginning of the night. But you need those drops. You need to drop, and then you drop and you go on with dreaming experience. But if you don't, if you detect that, okay, at the beginning of the night, even with what I said, with drop, and you still don't drop, you try 15-20 times, and you find that you are snoring, and your body is asleep, but nothing is happening. It's just a torture. I think it's just a torture for your body. You are just torturing things at your body, at your chemical signature, etc. It's much better to sleep and to arrive at the natural period of the night, where the sleeping cycles begin to have more dreaming time at the beginning of the cycle for you to apply the direct approach.
Because sometimes during the day or during the weekend, I have time, and I think, okay, it's Sunday afternoon, and I want to do a training, and I want to do a direct method. So when I hear this, I would think that this is not very efficient, because when I do it in the afternoon, I haven't slept before, and maybe I won't be able to get into dreaming state when trying direct method, isn't it? So is there any kind of training I can do during the day beside reality checks and so on, of course?
For the direct method, you mean? Or?
Yeah, because during the day, I'm not in that position that I sleep before.
But you see, it really depends on the person. I'm not an afternoon person. I tried my best. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember dreams in the afternoon. But when I remember, I'm like, oh my God, that was amazing. And it's nothing amazing. It's just remembering a small bit of it. So that is how bad I am in the afternoons. I would be more successful you wake up 7 o'clock, or maybe a little bit early, 6 o'clock, and you start to be active, you get tired, it's 9 or 10 in the morning, your wife woke up, everybody is woke up, and you became sleepy. Let's go on. That is maybe I have more success there. If not there in the afternoon, if I do anything, it's just for fun, because I already tried. I tried many times, I'm not successful. But in our group of guys, there are guys who are very successful in the afternoons, and they are not young guys. They are young like me, or slightly older, and no problem. So some guys,
I'm 42, and doing the day works very well for me.
Huh?
Okay.
And daytime practice, I'm also 40 years old, and doing daytime practice works very well for me.
I was not sure, but I was remembering you, Jack, that you are successful in the afternoon. See, Jack is an example. Yes.
Yeah, and do you sleep before, Jack?
Normally it's one. If I have time, doing the daytime nap is about 1 hour, 1.5 hours of napping time. And because I'm not very tired, it's like it's a bit like a wake back to bed, because during the night I slept. I'm a bit tired, so I'm going to sleep. But usually, let's say if the daytime nap, probably 2/3 of it I will do Open Awakening, 1/3 of it will be a direct one. I see how it goes. If I lay down to sleep and, like you said, I say after a few minutes images start to come and so on, then we'll go for the direct one. If it's about 5-10 minutes and nothing happens and I fall asleep, and then do the Open Awakening.
Okay.
And there is another parameter that is also well known now, is that the guys who are taking naps in the afternoon have an increase in overall efficiency in whatever they are doing. So if you are napping in the afternoon, even though if you don't have attempts, or if you're not doing it, you're just sleeping in the afternoon, you will be more successful during the night, which is, I think, quite natural to understand, because your body is less tired, so it will throw you more to the you will be more awake, and your body is less tired, so you get more to waking kind of awareness. You get more awareness because you're less tired. So that is,
Yeah, makes sense.
it's been a long time I didn't take naps in the afternoon, but I still take sometimes. But I used to do it regularly. I used to do it every day. And during these times when I was taking naps on a regular basis with meditation and attempts, and those were the times when I was trying, but to do in the afternoons. So I had no success during the attempts in the afternoon, but I was really successful at night while I am doing the naps and the attempts during the day. So the naps became like a training, you know. So I didn't have results with them. Hypnagogia, hypnopompia, yes, kaleidoscope, very nice, but no full shift, no full experience during the afternoon. But because of doing this, definitely I can see the parallel during the night. It's impacting the success rates. Yes, it's good to know.
Okay.
It's good to know. You look at Michael Raduga, he does these 10 questions, and one question is, there's one funny question: are you a man or a woman? And if you are a woman, you have +1 point. If you are a man, 0. and you have one question: do you sleep in the afternoon? If you sleep in the afternoon, +1. So it's a 10 point. Okay. So I got 9 because I'm not a woman. Man cannot get 10 points. But one question is afternoon naps. Yes, that's for Michael.
Thank you. Good advice.
Michael
Thank you.
is looking into the afternoon naps. No, so yeah, for the direct approach is you need to know yourself, when can you do it, and everybody can do it more towards the second part of the night.
Good. Thanks.
Okay. Hakim, I'm thinking about you and about this regularity, and but to be honest, is your preoccupation is my preoccupation as well. Do not feel in it alone. Even though I represent the teacher right now, but I'm completely honest with you. Is that it's what I call the personal mastery, but it's something that is personal, and we need to work on it, and like we said at the beginning of the session. So unless you come and you say, okay, I did all of that, but then we look at the technical aspects. Is there other technical errors? Otherwise, moving into the look at which stage we need to look at which stage we are, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 that I introduced to you. I look at it that way, and once you decide where you are, I told you what you have to do. You want me to repeat, or is it clear about the stages, stage 1, 2, 3, on the learning curve, you know?
Yes, repetition is always good. This
you want me to repeat one more time?
Very of you. Yes, please.
Okay, so
if it's okay for the others, yeah.
okay, so stage number one is a beginner kind of attitude where you start to learn the technical aspects. You don't know all the technical aspects, and you do not also you do not as well you do not know their efficiency. So you doubt them. So you're practicing them, but you need to know how efficient they are, but you don't know how efficient they are. So you do not have the confidence in the technical practice that you are doing. Stage number two is that you have established the efficiency of the technical aspects of your practice. Hence, you have achieved the confidence because you look at the statistical data of what you are doing, and you can say that 50% of the time or 30% of the time, 3 attempts out of 10 or 5 attempts out of 10 are successful. So your practice is only how many attempts you do. If you want to have 3, you do 10 attempts. If you want to do 30, you do 100 attempts. So you're and you try to raise your efficiency. You look at the technical errors that you do, is what kind of errors you do while executing the techniques, etc. You see, so you work out your technical aspects. And let's say you are at 70, 80% of proficiency technically, so you don't do errors anymore. Then you will say you have achieved your level number 2. So you are confident in the efficiency of your efforts. And your question is only how much effort do you do? And another question is, are you actually doing the efforts? Because if you don't do the efforts, then there is no need to blame yourself because you didn't do anything. And your efficiency remains the same because it's just you spend 1 week without trying anything, so there is no point to blame yourself because you didn't do anything. So you just come back to practice on the next Monday and say, okay, so last week I didn't do anything and now so that is stage number 2. And so you can get frustrated, but you need to know why you are frustrated. Usually it's because we don't practice. Sometimes you, like I was saying, in stage number 2, you can still put it on a doubt, and I told you how to overcome that is to stop the practice for a few days and come back to that, because sometimes it's a bit neurotic or psychotic kind of thing. You see what I mean, guys? You start to blame yourself and you keep, because the conscious mind is very repetitive. It's a repetition. So to break the repetition, stopping the practice for 24 hours, 48 hours, 1 week, and I did 1 month this year, at the beginning of the year, because I became too excited. But I had no doubt about my proficiency. I know that the proficiency is there. It's just the frustration, the approach, the doubts, and all that. Okay. And then stage number 3 is the mastery. But the mastery is not the mastery of somebody. The mastery is a personal thing. It's related to individual practitioners. So some guys will choose a particular technique or particular approach. Some guys will invent their own technique. They will abandon all the techniques and they will have their own technique. And some guys don't do any kind of technique. They just lay down in bed and they wait for the borderline where they are between awakened and asleep, and once they have shifted, they just stand up. So they know the moment, and then you know the moment as well. I think it's just you want to reach it as often as you want. So the personal mastery, I like to put the word personal into it because it's not the mastery of Mr. Somebody. It's your own mastery that you need to look for. So and that includes your own demons, and I mean demons, not demons, but you see what I mean, the little the little things that are very particular to you, that are hunting you in particular. Is it not remembering the plan of action? Is it are you getting diverted? I'm talking not only into the about the induction, but also your behavior within the dream space, how you behave there. So all of that, and you look and what kind of errors you still want to improve, etc., and what you want to achieve. Technically and emotionally, psychologically, and so that's why I call it personal, because psychological, personal, emotional, personal, technical, personal. We begin with a common background, common technical box, but you will need to come out from this box to achieve your personal mastery. That is stage number
It's a very
3.
important point, because especially in the personal mastery stage, everyone is different. Meaning, someone has a kind of mastery with a certain technique, it works for him 100% of the time, all the time. For another person, it doesn't work at all. So it doesn't make sense to be kind of oh, this person is so efficient, does this technique, I do the same, and I reach the same proficiency. At this stage, a person needs to know himself, knows if what works for him, what doesn't work for him, and build something to his personal style, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Jack. Big yes for me.
Thank you.
So this is I think it's the first time I mentioned to you guys, and I was reflecting on it. I was putting it on the website. If you go there, it's on the main page. If you did you see, guys, the update of the website? Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
I didn't check it in the last month, I think, but I can check now.
Do you know how I know that nobody checked?
Because it doesn't work. No.
Because there are no links to the modules, and the login and the password have completely changed, and nobody asked me.
So now you know who lies.
No, nobody lies. Nobody is watching me, but that's okay. That's okay. Nobody is watching my stuff. It's enough of Yuri. So.
But you have so much stuff on YouTube as well, so these are also there available.
Yeah, but not the modules, not the.
Yeah.
But I
guess it looks nice.
But I guess.
Let's open up now. It looks nice.
Oh, the new one is good. Yeah. You don't have the links to everything, because in the background there is already everything. Let me show you something.
Cool.
I'll show you one page that is. Okay, let me show you something. I send you the link. Okay.
Cool.
Yes, there's two links for login. There's the two logins.
Yeah.
The difference between the two?
Yeah. I send you a link. You have a look at the chat there. Have a look. I send you the link.
Just a moment.
Portfolio items. When you open up, you will see it's a page with all the videos. I'm organizing them by team, by tags, and all that. And then to access the modules, but you need to log in, of course.
Yeah, on the main page there are two links for login. Is there a difference between the two?
Two pages for login. There's login and logout.
No, on the bottom of the page there are a few things: home, learn, login, again login, then register, password reset, account, logout.
Yeah,
it says twice login.
No, it's because in the menu. If you look on the top menu, there is login, and under the login, I will make actually another page, but it's the same link. If you this login is bringing you to the same page to login. It's just the login. It's the in the menu. It's the I could call it member, maybe. I will call it member. And then you can log in, register, change password, access account, and log out. It's just the way it's organized. You see, login downstairs. It's not at the same level as the second login. Second login is a little bit to the right. You see? So actually, login, register, password, etc. It's all under the login. The main menu, there is only home, learn, and login. That's all.
So,
But I will
did you
change
send
that.
it
I
now?
will
Or?
change that. I will change this. At the end. I will put a page to the member area where you can log in and everything. I will change this. So did you see the portfolio?
Yeah, it's very nice. Looks very
You
nice.
see? You
It's
can
cool.
see. Yeah.
So Lucidity for all.
Yeah. And you can see
Are
now.
these the links to all the YouTube videos?
Yeah. It's from. You can watch all the YouTube from the website, but you have them by
That's nice.
tag. If you want to do
Very
deepening, you watch deepening. You want to work on reality checks, you just click and you can see reality checks. You know, so it's all well
Very
organized
nice.
now.
Very nice.
So and you can see everything that is. If you click, you will see all the videos related to whatever the subject you want to check. So I'm doing this now, and so I will update you guys the logins and all that. But looks like nobody was in a hurry to watch that, which is okay. It's fine. It's fine.
When did they launch the website?
The website
new one.
just came out. It just came out about, I think, maybe 1 week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I had hackers. I'm still dealing with hackers. And it's
Oh,
funny.
really?
Yeah, I have about 20 attacks in 24 hours. On
Oh,
this.
shit.
Why?
Oh,
Yeah, I had to delete everything, the whole website, and really delete the database, everything, replace. I was working on it for the past 2 months.
shit.
And Michael
So why do you
Raduga
want
is
to hack
having
this
the
site?
same
It's
issue.
not a banking site or something. Why do the hackers want to hack this site?
Yeah, you wonder, but no, but they produce bots. They create an account, and then that account is operating from the website. So you are sitting, you're sleeping, you don't know, but you have a user from the website going to another website doing things. And last year, I even had my website sending emails without me sending anything. That happened one time. I really got freaked out. So now I stopped them, and Michael Raduga has the same issue, and he thinks that really somebody is on his side. I don't think on mine is somebody who really wants to undermine me in person with lucid dreaming or whatever, but Michael thinks that it is some kind of personal on his website. So freaking hackers. That was quite annoying, man. Just creating.
Do you mean the RU site from Michael Raduga?
Yeah, his site is also getting attacked. Hackers.
Yeah, the one in Russian, yeah?
Yeah, in Russia. Yeah, they slow down the website. Page is loading in 10 seconds. Mine is loading fast now, no? When you go to one menu to another, I think it takes 2 seconds, right? Can you check for me? If you don't mind.
How do you log in?
Yeah, you just check, you just click login, then you go to home, then you go to learn, and you just click and how fast it goes from one to another.
But you changed the password, yeah?
Yeah, you want me to tell the password?
Yeah, please.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so for you to log in, okay, I give you the login where you can access all three of them.
Cool. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, we won't hack you, don't worry.
I send them. It's okay. I saved the whole website. You can attack. I delete everything and I put it back. I will not go offline anymore now. I can delete the whole thing now. I don't care. Saved. So I sent you in the chat. Yeah, in the chat you have the login, the password,
Okay.
everything.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great.
The module 1, 2, 3. Because now the modules is they are also split. The module number 2 is split by subject, so you can dive exactly
Okay.
into the subject. You don't have to look in the. Last time it was the video of 1 hour and a half, and you have to go inside and find what you want to listen to. Now you don't have to do that. Okay. Okay, guys.
Good.
Any you
Great.
want to you want to discuss something else, or you want to close the circus?
I just have one question. Actually, two, but there's the thing about how to successfully apply dream characters and receive their help of getting lucid, because the last time I was lucid earlier this week, it was because there was a woman, an older woman, that kept repeating that this was an astral projection, and after maybe 1 or 2 times she said that, I became lucid in the dream with her help. So I think that's the first time that happened, and it was very effective.
Yeah, Gear. I think this is related to the communication between the conscious mind and subconscious mind. So there will be as well cases where you have a dream character coming to you and saying you are dreaming, and you will be like, yeah, so what? Or you will be completely ignoring what is being said. And you will notice as well that that's why, for example, when you work on the dream science, who is bringing the dream science? If the subconscious is in charge of the dreaming experiences, then the dream science are also manipulated by subconscious mind that probably wants you to be aware, to have a better communication with an aware guy, rather than the conscious mind that is completely asleep and communicating on a very emotional, unaware level. So it's more of establishing a good communication between you and the subconscious mind, but you see, it's not because subconscious mind is doing something that the conscious mind is reacting into it necessarily. In one case, you have a dream character that is coming to help you out, and you react into it in the way that you want. But it can be, you losing one tooth and telling, oh my God, I must be dreaming, and then you just wake up. Oh, that happened to me 3 days ago. It was not the tooth. I had a big solid bump in my stomach. I freak out and like, what is this? I'm like, no, I must be dreaming. And I push pushing this big solid bump inside my stomach, thinking, well, I have some kind of growth inside, and I'm getting scared inside the dream state. I was thinking I'm sick, and then no, I must be dreaming. Come on. And the moment I say I'm dreaming, and I just wake up, and then shit, I almost was there, So this back and forth is always there. This back and forth communication between conscious and subconscious mind is always there. Now it's not because the subconscious is telling you something that you conscious will be reacting into it. Sometimes you will react, sometimes you not react. So it needs training. So you need to train to recognize these things, and hence the work on the dream science. So because everyone has the common themes. Examples of it is dreaming about somebody who is dead, dreaming about the house where you grew, where you were born and grew, dreaming about coming back to school, etc. So, falling teeth, but you don't dream about falling teeth every week. But some common themes coming back, and those are for me, I look at them as a message from the subconscious to the conscious to say, Yuri, look at it, because again, you are missing the plane, and you definitely don't take plane every day. So I'm missing planes, I'm missing buses, I'm missing boats. My bicycle has flat tires, my car is going too fast and I cannot brake, or I have a car passing by. A few nights before, it was a guy who was shooting from the car, and then he come out from the car, he has no legs, and his tires come out, he take the leg and he start to jump into the house, and I'm still not lucid, and I wake up and I was thinking, wow, that's quite the message. A car with tires like this, and the guy is driving the car with no legs, and he takes one wheel and he jumps into the window with a wheel. That's quite a strong message for the conscious mind to realize that I am in a dream state. So actually my subconscious is trying to shake me off with little bump in my stomach, with this, so training and establishing understanding and communication with subconscious mind. I would see it that way. Another thing, maybe what is coming into your question there is, can you talk to the dream character and get hints of how to be more aware, lucid, or how to have more success with the shifts? Absolutely. Go and that would be a nice conversation to have. Go and ask, okay, so my practice is like this, I would like to, and imagine, if you have never done, you not only you come with awareness, talking with dream character, and I see it a little bit like a mirror to myself. I'm talking to my own part of myself, and the feeling is very strong, very inspiring, and I'm talking to part of me to become better about me, and it's very nice. It's a very nice thing to do. So that's another aspect of working with the dream character for the lucidity and the subconscious mind. I see it that way. Do you have any? You have another way of seeing it, or did I answer it, or how is it?
No, you did. I think it's. I'm still struggling to recognize which characters in my dream are actually aspects of my own subconscious, or if they're actually external entities or soul. But that's probably a different question.
It's a different question, because this is more of a question of the existential question, or the question of the nature of the experience. That's another question, because then you is the experience independent of me, or is it an experience lived from within me, experience as something outside of me? I don't know, maybe I'm not very clear. Is the reality produced inside me, or is the reality produced outside of me, independent of me? It's a big question. It's a philosophical question, where you can even question. It doesn't have to be dreaming. It can be right here, right now, we have a certain idea of reality, and that is being and that idea is right here, right now. It doesn't have to be in dream. For me, the building of reality is the same right now and in the dream state. It's the same build up. It's the same machine, and it's the same process of creation. Because I don't see the necessity to have two. Why would you need two machines? It's the same machine, I think. My idea is the same machine that builds up reality in the dream state or in the waking state. But then, is it real or not? So some guys will say, okay, this is real when we are awakened, and they will say, okay, when we are asleep, it's not real at all. There are no consequences for the physical body. You can die within the dream state, and you wake up in the morning and say, let's die one more time. So there is no consequence, you know. But at the same time, you can also have another approach to it and say, since I cannot make a distinction, then I can take everything as real too. Because after all, an experience is an experience. You have an experience of your waking life from yesterday, or you have and it's like a memory, it's information. You have a feeling attached to it, and you have the same kind of memory and feeling attached to it, to a dreaming experience. So you can put them like that, or you can put them like that, or like that. It's up to you. It's very personal. I tend to put them at the same level, and without preoccupying myself of what is real or what is not real. I would say everything is real, but not being an extremist or an extreme spiritualist. You see what I mean? I'm not doing some kind of religious talk. Say, oh, soul exists, or you came out from the body, so hence soul exists and spirituality. You could be drawn to it at the beginning, and then you can reflect on that and be more cool with it, and say, but it's not separated. It's all together. Maybe the only question that is left after that is death, and usually it's a question that is a little bit ticklish for many guys. What happens after we die? So I think that is what is hiding behind the question of death. Am I eternal or not? Is consciousness is beyond death, reincarnation, and all that? You know? But you can launch yourself into this kind of experiences, meet some guides, having religious experiences, meeting, Jesus or Prophet Muhammad. It's totally possible. Meeting angels, changing dimensions, and all that. It's all possible. It's everyone can do it. But go and ask them questions, and you will notice two different behaviors. Sometimes the characters will be a little bit silly, and sometimes they will be very smart. But who is the judge? You, with your own awareness. Your conscious mind is judging the subconscious, that is a bit like the iceberg, which is infinitely much more powerful than the conscious mind. So it's a little bit of a handicapped story there, because the conscious mind is very limited for me. So judging with the conscious mind, the part of me that is so powerful, it's a bit difficult. No? It's not so I stay open, but I don't jump into any kind of conclusion. But that's and you don't have to do like me, But that's how I see it.
I was watching the summit this weekend.
Oh yeah, how is it?
It was very good. I was very impressed, actually.
Okay.
And there was especially one guy who caught my attention. I think his name was Anthony Peake. And,
Anthony Peake. Okay.
And he had written some books, and he addressed this particular question. But we can come back to that. But I would recommend him definitely if anyone is interested. So Anthony Peake.
I like Robert Wagner.
Yeah, I haven't watched him yet.
He's very calm, very relaxed guy.
Yeah. There was just a small thing I noticed that was kind of strange. I think it was 1 week ago or something. I had dinner with my friends, and we were eating seafood, and I was eating calamari, the squid.
Yeah.
And I had it that day, and I had a little 2 days later. And when I went to sleep that night and my hypnagogia came, they were totally changed. They were completely changed. They were suddenly dark, scary, deep sea stuff, monsters, squids, octopus, and it was so strong. So I was like completely surprised because I never seen anything like it, and usually, well, always my hypnagogia is very pleasant, and I was like, wow, I'm not gonna eat this again.
You mean after you see calamari in the hypnagogia?
Yeah. And they were like super dominant. It was like, okay, now we're here. We're gonna dominate your vision.
It's funny because every time I eat sushi, I have a lot of lucid dreams too. But
sushi.
But
I love
there is.
sushi,
you heard about placebo?
I'm not gonna eat any squids again. No way.
Did you heard about placebo, right?
Yeah.
And how many? And yesterday I just told you the story of Antarctica. I was impressed because usually I do a little bit of, of a hard work of writing down in my plan of action what I want to achieve, and and I take 1, 2, 3 days to reaffirm, to repeat to my mind what I want to achieve, so it always stays with me, so that when I have the opportunity, when I shift it, I remember what I want to do. I don't want to be so surprised. But last night it was almost everything improvised, and the idea came up, and I didn't have to teleport. I was just landing in Antarctica, Okay, it was not Antarctica, but not far from snow. And I took a bunch of snow, put in my mouth, trying with snow. Yes, it's not silly, but yeah.
If the communication with subconscious is good, it goes quite quickly. I tried over the last months a few times before I go to sleep. If I want to dream like specific dream I want to have, so I tell my subconscious dreaming mind, please, I want to dream this during the night. It often works, not all the time, but very often, even if it's just once, I fall asleep and dream what I asked for about. It's not 100% accurate, but if the communication is open, it can work.
Yeah. I started. I have a friend. His name is Jeff Rando. I put him to work on the Lucidity for All on the page. Maybe.
Yeah, I know him. I know his channel as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So he last year he couldn't properly write in English, but I really like him. I really like the guy, and he's very open-minded, and he learns quickly. And I think I'm gonna put him to attend the workshops with me. He knows Raduga stuff as well, so I want him to learn everything that I know. And he has written today. I think he posted. I need to check if he posted in Lucidity 4. He has done a nice GIF, and it's a letter to subconscious.
Yeah, to write the letter. Yeah, so
you have seen? You have seen?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
You
have a thing to seal it and burn it and the whole.
You have a look. You have a look what he has done. It's nice. It's nice. We are talking about it, and he has done it just a few hours ago. And he is a letter to my subconscious. Please listen to me. Blah, blah, blah. It's genius. It's genius. But it's really like that. I mean, I agree. That there is somebody listening.
Yeah, I have to blame the other way around there with the problem. And I've many times, especially lately, that in the dream subconscious mind produces something to make me lucid, and I don't catch on. Something it's very, very obvious. I mean, if during a time my did the reality day looking at my hands and counting fingers and so on. So that a few times during the dream, that the dream character would come to me and look at your hands, count your fingers, look at your hands, count your fingers. Also, I dismiss it. Nah, why do how many fingers I have? Why should I count the fingers? No, many I have, but I don't do it. So many times like that, I get a kind of a nudge from my subconscious, get lucid do the dream, but somehow I don't catch on. So I need to train to listen more to my subconscious says to me. The subconscious listening what I'm saying to him, but I'm not listening so good what he's telling back to me.
Yes, it's sometimes we blame subconscious, but no, it's the conscious is not up to the level to listen sometimes. That's why it's I repeat because it works by training. It works by association of ideas as well. But for example, to memorize is easy to associate. It works with association, etc. It's all of this. It is still there. Yeah. So, guys, shall we close it?
All right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for all the information. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I will try to make
Really
a
fresh,
small
yes.
video out of it, I hope.
Cool.
Sorry?
Hakim, do you feel more comfortable?
Yes, really, and it's good to reconnect and
Yeah.
get to know you guys. I think it's very precious.
Yeah, yes. 5 boys together.
Yeah.
Relax a bit and go on.
Next time
Yeah,
we take
no.
some drinks. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pleasure.
Don't worry, my cover same. Radugar had a few months or so, very busy with work, and it's not. Don't blame your proficiency unless you really know how your proficiency are. It is.
Yeah.
If it's not, don't blame for not knowing how it is.
Yeah.
So never blame yourself.
Yeah. Also,
that's
never blame
basic
yourself.
rule.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
leave it off.
Great.
Okay, guys. So you have a good Sunday. Yeah? It's still
Yeah.
you still
Yeah,
have a
thank
good
you.
Sunday to go. Me, I'm in the evening already.
You too. Have a good
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, see you
Thank
guys.
you, bye.
Bye. Ciao.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Bye.
coming. Yeah?
Bye-bye.
Bye.